Hey guys, Lady Lee here from ladyleeshome.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make cowboy candy. Why they call it cowboy candy, I really don't know. What it is really candied jalapenos. I grow a lot of jalapenos in my garden to take to the farmer's market with me because I'm actually really not a big fan of spicy peppers or hot peppers, jalapenos, or any other. So last season I took all of my jalapenos with me to the farmer's market, and people kept asking me if I ever made cowboy candy, and I also sell preserved goods like jams and stuff like that. So they kept asking for cowboy candy, and I thought, what the heck is cowboy candy? So I looked it up, looked up a few recipes, and tried and made it. I took the jars with me to the farmer's market because, again, I'm not a fan of spicy peppers, and holy guacamole, they just flew. So apparently a lot of people really love the sweetness mixed with the hot and the vinegar that we're going to use, and it's a very popular kind of preserve. So I think you can also make it with any kind of spicy peppers. It doesn't have to be jalapenos, and you can even mix it up. So that's a good way to preserve hot peppers, and something that I guess is really tasty, but I'm afraid to try. So what we are going to need is jalapenos, and I already sliced them. I used gloves to slice them because, and I recommend that you do the same, because if you touch your eyes by accident or something, and even just the skin on your hands can really burn from the hotness of the peppers. So every time that I handle something spicy, I use gloves. So I took off the tops and then sliced them. I started with about 2.3 pounds, and I'm guessing, that by the time I removed the tops, I am left with about 2 pounds of jalapenos. I did not remove the seeds, okay? So the seeds are still in there. I also sliced 7 cloves of garlic. We are going to need 2 tablespoons of mustard seeds, 2 tablespoons of turmeric, and 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of mustard seeds, and 1 teaspoon of chili flakes. Now all the ingredients and the instructions and everything are down below, so you can take a look at that. And I will write that recipe on the blog too, so once that blog post is ready, I'll link it below, and then you can go and print the recipe. Okay, we're also going to need 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, and then 4 cups of sugar. And what we're going to do is basically, we'll put this aside for now, and I'm going to take my pot, and the first thing that we're going to do is cook our syrup together. And we'll add 4 cups of sugar to the pan. When I do jams or something like that, I always like to use a shallow pan. It works really well. So 4 cups of sugar, and then we're going to add the apple cider vinegar, the 2 tablespoons of mustard seeds, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, and I'm also going to add the garlic. Okay, so we're going to put this on the stovetop, turn the heat to maybe medium high, and we'll let the sugar melt and everything reduce and kind of become syrupy. That's probably going to take about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, depending on, how hot is your stovetop, but don't put it too hot because we don't want to burn anything. Once this reduces a little bit and becomes a little bit more syrupy, we're going to add the jalapenos and let them cook for just about 5 minutes or so until they change their color from green to well, it's still green, but it's kind of darker. You'll see. All right, so first thing that we're going to do is put this on the stovetop, medium high, and cook it. Okay, so now that this is boiling, we're gonna lower the heat a little bit and keep cooking and stirring it until it reduces and becomes a syrup. Okay, so our syrup has reduced some. And what we are going to do right now is add the jalapenos right in there. And we're gonna let them cook for maybe 5-10 minutes until they change their color. We're going to just stir it and mix so all the peppers are covered in the syrup. I'm gonna raise the temperature just a little bit. And as they cook, you'll see that they become a different kind of green, a little bit more grayish, I guess. All right, you can see that we're done. The jalapenos changed their color and are a little bit darker now. And we let them boil for about 5 minutes. And now we're done. I am going to bring the water in my water bath canner to about simmering around 180 to 200 Fahrenheit. And then we will process these in the water bath canner. Okay, so the cowboy candy is ready and the water in the canner is simmering, and what we have to do right now is pack the jar with this goodness. Make sure to leave about 1/2 inch or so of headspace. Even less will be okay, but usually I try to do 1/2 inch. And the peppers do not need to be covered by the syrup. I will add more to each jar after I pack it. But as far as canning and preserving goes, they don't have to be under the syrup. Also, make sure, of course, that your jars are clean. But since we are going to process them for 10 minutes, you don't have to sanitize them. So if you're processing your jars for 10 minutes or more, then there's no need to sanitize them. I got a little bit too much here, so I'm gonna get a spoon and just remove a little bit. Okay, that's good. So I'm just gonna take the bubble remover and kind of move it around a little bit to remove some air. And then a damp paper towel. I'm gonna just clean the rim of the jar and use a new lid. You can reuse rings, but use a new lid. And that's it. This one is ready. I'm going to put it aside and keep on working on the others. And then we're going to put them on the rack and lower the rack into the canner and process them for about 10 minutes for 1/2 pint. If you're doing a pint, then 15 minutes. right, you guys, that's it. After 10 minutes of processing, again, for half a pint, 15 for a pint, I just turned the heat off on the stove and I uncovered the canner and let the jar sit in there for another 5 minutes or so. Then I just used the jar lifters to get them out on a kitchen towel on the counter, and I will leave them here for 12 hours. So probably like overnight, just to cool completely and to seal. In the morning, I'll just check that they all sealed. They already all sealed, so that's good. I store my canned good without the ring because the ring do rust and sticks, and then it's hard in a few months time to open the jar. So also it's kind of in the way, and you can kind of monitor much better what's happening inside of the jar if the ring is not in your way. So I take the ring off and I wipe the jar, and then I put it on the shelf for up to 18 months. These guys will go with me to the farmer's market though, so hopefully they'll be gone by next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Always thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye guys.